Hi, this is Monica and Lindy from Huckleberry Mountain Botanicals.
And Lindy, just so that I feel better.
I said and Lindy.
I know, but I'm supposed to say and Lindy.
No, I said it. It was already said.
From Huckleberry Mountain Botanicals.
Hi, Shamra.
Hi, Shamra. I'm going to get us set up on the prepared homestead.
All right. Oh, man. You'd think after months of doing this, we'd have things figured out. But no. We're always keeping it real. Okay, so today we are doing something decadent and fun. Not everything is needs to be. What are we thinking here?
Simple.
Okay, this is simple. This is simple. We're not cooking anything.
mean,
It doesn't have to be like herbal. We're making treats.
Okay.
We're making treats right now.
So imagine, what do you call people who are like homely?
Well, it's another word for ugly. Because it feels like it. I don't know. I think we better leave this subject behind.
No, like your herbal preparations don't always need to be homely. You can add some sugar.
Yes.
And some spice.
And we don't do this often. We actually don't have desserts very often in our home. Very rare.
When's the last time we had dessert?
I don't even know. Usually we save that for when we're having company over.
Or the holidays.
Oh, wait, the holidays.
Oh, yeah.
Company. Apparently we haven't had company in a while. Well, we have. We had lots of family over. We just didn't do desserts. We did roasting marshmallows, making s'mores and stuff.
Yeah.
So this, though, is actually going to be a pretty neat dessert. Now, I'm going to talk to you about the rose hip jam because it is not hard to make unless you're somebody that wants to go out and forage your own rose hips. I totally encourage you to try that. It is a lot of effort and work. If you have like a Netflix marathon that you're wanting to achieve at some point, but you don't want to feel totally unproductive during that time, then cleaning rose hips is a really great thing to do. I would highly suggest finding ones that have large hips rather than the really small ones because those are hard to cut open and get the hairs out and stuff. To make this jam, you have to have that done. This is not something that you can do without getting those hairs out. So if you go out and you wildcraft or forage your own rose hips, be prepared to go home, cut them open, and get all those little hairs and things out.
And they can be kind of small. It's not like they're this big and then you slice that. It's like tiny little things.
It's tedious. Or you can do like I did and buy them from Mountain Rose Herbs.
Yes.
And they're already like that. What I did this last time, which I hadn't done before, is I prepared my rose hip jam in our Instant Pot. And it was much, much easier. Wow.
Probably faster too.
It was so much fun. Yeah, that's what made it easier because when you're making rose hip jam, what you have to do the night before is mix 1 cup of rose hips with 1.5 cups liquid, and it's usually juice. I usually do apple juice or pomegranate juice. This last time I did prune juice was actually made it a little bit pruny and interesting. You can do grape juice, whatever kind of juice you want.
Pear juice is really good.
Yeah, pear juice is good. And then you bring it to a simmer, cover it, and then let it sit overnight. Then the next morning, you're going to bring it back to a simmer and wait until it's soft and mushy, and then blend it with your immersion blender. I simply put the hips, the juice, and a little bit of lemon zest in my Instant Pot, set it for 30 minutes, and it was done. And I could immersion blend it, and it turned into my, again, the diarrhea looking, but
everything looks
am I obsessed with diarrhea? I don't know. Okay.
Apparently.
You know, herbalists have to ask about poop a lot.
We never talk about diarrhea except for when we are live on Facebook.
All right. Apparently you guys bring it out in me. So anyway, that's how you make the rose hip jam. You need to have that prepared. If you're going to make this dessert, prepare this in advance. I made ours like a week ago, and it's been sitting in our refrigerator, and we've been using it with sandwiches and different things. And so now we'll be using it for our dessert. To start out, the first thing that we're going to do is whip the whipped cream. There's no sugar in this. You're just whipping the whipped cream until it forms stiff peaks.
So we're going to whip the whipping cream.
Yeah, don't use sweetened. You're already putting enough sweetener with the white chocolate chips in with the cream cheese.
Well, yeah. So who here likes white chocolate and who hates it? Because that's really what it is. You either love it or you hate it, apparently. And also, do you think it's actually chocolate?
Well, no, it's not.
Well,
No, it's fine.
It must
You
be
guys
fine.
can have an opinion too. And it can be different than mine. It
but
would just
no,
be
it's
wrong.
not chocolate.
Um,
Oh my gosh.
but well, I'm not a big white chocolate fan, but it tastes good in this dessert. Now, if you're a big cheesecake fanatic and you really love your cheesecake and think you have to bake your cheesecake, then close your eyes, look away, do whatever, because that's
No,
not
cheesecake.
this cheesecake.
I prefer the unbaked because I really like light, refreshing, cold things. I know that bakes can be cold, but
Yeah, but it is denser.
yeah,
It tends to be a little more dense.
I really like
Yeah.
especially fruitiness. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. All right, so she's gonna whip that up.
I'm gonna whip this up.
Why don't you go over there while you're whipping so I can talk?
You're sending me away.
Just briefly, just back there. Exactly. It's sweetened cocoa butter and it has vanilla and
Yeah,
stuff. I mean,
it's
tasty
I
in its
can-
own right.
I can appreciate it for what it is, but it's not chocolate.
It's not chocolate. And you know, I got Ghirardelli chips and they just call it white chips. They don't actually claim it's chocolate, so that's good. I'm hoping you can hear me over this blending. So the other thing that I did is I melted the white chips over steaming water. I actually didn't even do it in a double boiler, but you can. I put it in a glass bowl and I stuck it in a vegetable steamer with the lid off. Oh, good. And just allowed it to melt. Real easy. The next thing we're going to do is blend this up a little bit to just soften it and then mix the melted chocolate in there. This is kind of a loud business right now. This is our graham cracker crust. I already processed 5 graham cracker sheets and I added a few tablespoons of sugar and a tablespoon of rose petals. So it's going to have a little bit of the rose in the crust as well. So I'm going to do this. There's going to be a lot of noise going on here. And I'm just going to process it till the rose is broken down. Yeah.
So I made this thick whipped cream the way it should be.
Yeah, nice and thick. Because you're going to be putting that in. We want it to hold its texture a little bit as we're blending it in and just kind of folding it into the other stuff. Whipping it. Well, great. Now that song's in my mind. Thanks, Shamra. Okay, so I'm going to take this.
I'm this, right?
Yes, she's going to whip the cream cheese now and get that softened so that we can mix it in with that chocolate a little bit easier.
I don't know how to do that. Oh my god.
Now she's dancing in the background.
It's the, what is it? Is it the whip and nay nay?
No.
Do the whip and do the nay nay.
Nay. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, something like that. I feel like an old woman or something. Like, what? What's the nay nay thing?
The nay nay. Okay. All right, so what I'm doing now is taking the graham cracker crust, the sugar, and the rose petals, and mixing it in with a little bit of melted butter. You can melt that butter however you want. You can do it in the microwave, you can do it on a stovetop, however you want to do it. You'll want to just get it incorporated and kind of, it's not going to be totally crust-like. You're not making like a serious baker's crust, but you're making a nice crumbly crust. I'm going to taste it. That's good. All right. Put more rose petal. Do like 2 tablespoons rose petal instead of 1. I love the taste of rose, and there just isn't quite enough in here. All right, so we got this kind of crumbly, and what I'm going to start doing now is pressing it into the bottom of these little creme pots or whatever they're called to make the individual servings. Now, you don't have to do it individually. You can do it in one. That's probably good, honey. You just need it soft.
Oh, perfect.
You can do it in a larger container if you want to, however you want to do it. I'm doing it in my individual containers, partly because we don't have that much space in our fridge. And this will allow me to kind of move it around. because you'll need to refrigerate it to harden it up. All right, so this is soft. Go ahead and get that chocolate. Turn the thing off there. All right, I'm just gonna get a little scoop, put it in the bottom, and press. Honestly, I should just be using some sort of other thing to press it in here, but that's all right. We got a little crust going on. And that's it. You're just gonna keep doing this with each one of them. And you can make your crust as thin or as thick as you want.
Sounds good.
Just remember that the thicker you make them, the less space you're gonna have for the, the actual filling.
This goes into the cream cheese, correct?
Yep. Yep. Put it
White
right in
chocolate,
there.
the smell of it reminds me of holidays because that's really the only time that we have it around.
Yeah.
And really the only thing we use it in is get raw pretzels.
All those pretzels.
And dip it. That's really the only way that I like it because
it's got the
it adds
salt.
the salt in there because white chocolate is super sweet.
It is. That's probably why I don't like it. We usually stick with like
Dark chocolate.
a dark chocolate around here.
Yeah.
I think 70 is about the lowest that we like to go.
Yeah, depending on what mood I'm in and what I had for dinner.
Yeah, maybe. Not me. I like dark. I can't really. I don't enjoy sweet chocolate. The chocolates that we made on Saturday were so good. We used a dark chocolate, some coconut oil, and then a bunch of I don't know, different herbs. Pine pollen, some ashwagandha, some basil. Yeah, just keep it low. Holy basil, and then formed them in our little chocolate form. Keep it low.
That's
as low as it goes.
Yeah.
Okay. And the chocolates turned out really, really delicious. So that's good. Yeah. Okay.
Yum.
All right. Then we are going to fold. Do we have something to fold?
Yep.
I don't like any of those that are over there.
Nope.
Oh wait. They orangey one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh my goodness, that's so good.
Oh, good.
It's just cream cheese and white chocolate, but holy.
Well, yeah, that white chocolate. I gotta call you about that. The white chips really add that sweetness, and this the whipped cream is going to bring in that nice fluffiness. Like I said, if you like the traditional cheesecakes, you probably won't like this because this is going to be fluffier, and you don't cook it. This is the quick and easy way. I got to incorporate this a little more vigorously here. I can see. You don't want to get the fluff totally down, but the whipped cream's holding itself up pretty good.
Which is why you make it thick.
Yes, make that nice thick whipped cream. And because you're not adding any sugar to the whipped cream, this actually isn't that sweet.
Which is the best kind of dessert.
Really nice, yeah. I feel like it needs tartness.
Lemon juice.
Yeah, we might have to do some lemon. Maybe not. Maybe on it. I don't know.
Well, you know what? With the rosehip jam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll be good. You know what, guys?
Because that adds tartness.
Yeah, and I'm gonna.
You did find. Oh wait, never mind.
I'm gonna put a little bit.
Oh yeah, that's probably a good idea.
Down here at the bottom.
Which, if you can't see, tiny little individual cups. Oh yeah, and that's what the crust looks like down there with some. Oh my gosh, it looks like looking at kitty litter.
Kitty litter.
Look at that. Look at that.
Oh yeah.
Look at it in the camera.
I think it needs to be buried.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
Why do I do this to myself?
I don't know. All right. Then we're gonna fill these little puppies up here.
Are we gonna spread this around the bottom first?
I wasn't going to, but you can if you want to.
Okay.
It's probably gonna move the crust, is what I was afraid of.
Never mind.
Yeah, it's a pretty thick jam. And you can thin it out by adding more water if you want to. But I prefer the thickness, so it's It's really not, to me, it's not that big of a deal, but you can thin it out if that's what you want. I think we're putting a lot of, I'm putting a lot of filling in these. That's okay, because it's delicious.
This is so easy too, and it's honestly using ingredients that you should have laying around.
Almost, yeah.
What do you mean?
Well, we didn't have the cream cheese laying around today.
That's true, but a lot of people do on a regular basis.
Yeah, that's true. All right. So if you want to see if you can spread some of it on top of there. It's going to be a little tough because it is thick, but.
Hi, Susan.
Hi, Susan.
It's delicious. We are silly. It's delicious dessert. This is a delicious dessert?
Well, it's going to be a delicious dessert. This one has so little, I feel bad for the recipient of this dessert right here. So let me just put a little more over here.
I'm gonna spread this around. Oh, it is thick.
Yeah, don't put too much though, because that's going to kind of overwhelm it. I'm a spoon licker. Are you guys spoon lickers?
Spoon lickers.
Lift the spoon. Swipe the bowl.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. I mean, that was like the best part of baking for a long time, is getting the mixing. What are those things called?
The beaters.
The beaters, yeah, and the spoons, and you get the benefits of doing the cooking.
All those goats. How annoying.
What?
Susan, she got in late because her goats insisted on eating.
Oh, yeah. Jeez. How dare they? Yeah, Hero's coming in now. I'm going to put a dollop on here. And basically what I'm going to do is, unlike Lindy, I'm going to let the person, whoever gets this, decide if they're going to spread it out. They can dip it into the jam. They can bring it down deep into the dessert.
Go for it.
Whatever, however they want to eat it is fine with me. I missed one. Okay. So you can kind of see the difference here. I did it more like that, like a dollop on top. Lindy spread it around and it got kind of mixed in there, but no big deal.
I mean, it's kind of swirly. If you see, nothing looks good on the camera. It just, never mind.
And and the thing is, it doesn't really matter because it's all going to taste the same, right? It's all going to taste the same.
It's just appearance.
Yeah, and it's really good.
It is really good with the rose hip jam.
Yes, that rose.
Use some lemon though.
Yeah, I think so too. I think it needs a little bit extra tartness, that maybe like a curd.
Yes, a lemon curd.
Yeah, maybe do like a lemon curd at the bottom with the whipped cream cheese, and then top it with the rose hip jam.
Yeah, to add some depth.
Yeah, a little bit more flavor, and because the flavor is really good, but I do like to have kind of that variety. The other thing that you could add in here, and I know that Shamra, you like this, is a little bit of spice. You could add some cayenne even to your rose hip jam and bring in a little bit of spice. So you've got spice, sweet, tart, and you don't really have a bitter, but
not really. I mean,
and there's no real salt, but you have the primary taste. Actually, there is salt in the butter in our crust. So, all right, that was super simple, and it was a really special treat. I will probably start doing a little more desserts during the holiday time, but this will probably be our last one for a little while anyway, because we're not big dessert people. So it just looked like fun to me.
Presentation counts.
If it's being judged, yeah.
Otherwise,
and I don't invite anyone to my house who's going to judge my food. If you're a judge, stay back. And I'm not entering it in anything. So
yeah.
All right. I think that's it. If you don't like our page or you're finding this on YouTube, go over to Huckleberry Mountain Botanicals on Facebook, like us, click on a little three dots, turn on notifications so you know when we're going live. We do 4 different recipes every single week, and we always try to show up. And we love having people, so if you come, please say hello. Please talk with us. We really rather be talking with you than at you. All right, so I guess that is it. Until next time, health and joy. Bye.